All right. I'm Crypto Pio. I'm here with Malachi. This is NFTCulture, and we decided to do a little bit of an impromptu live stream to cover Meebits. So I don't know what these things are. Malachi, what are Meebits?
Yeah, it's really interesting. There's been a lot of hype around this. Very quickly, when you think of how we exited the weekend with the Beeple drop, the apes, we still need to talk about the apes and put up a video later today about that. But they just announced. Kevin Rose teased it a little while ago. Loopify teased it. Some of the others, but they just launched it. It's Meebits, meebits.larvalabs.com. Say hello to Meebits, 20,000 unique 3D characters, no fee trading marketplace from the guys who made CryptoPunks. And so, it looks pretty cool. There's, a variety of characters. The elephant looks pretty cool. It looks like there's some robots and stuff like that. So, I think that there's going to be a lot of this gamification elements that start coming in. I can already see that there's, the T-pose, high-res renders. We're starting to see some dancing elements, probably taken a little bit from Fortnite. So, as we continue to merge the digital and non-digital world, it's really interesting to just see how quickly they've come out here. I'm trying to nab one right now, but I'm having trouble getting my account approved right now, so I might have to come back and try it here in a little while.
Gotcha. And so, the first thing that kind of jumps out at me when I look at this is, the first time that I'm seeing these things is I think that this is in line with the apes in sort of, a race to reproduce the success that CryptoPunks had. It seems like this is kind of the similar model. And I think from a creative perspective, there's actually, a nod to the CryptoPunks inherently in this art style. Do you think we're going to see more and more of this? What percentage of these do you think will be successful? I'd be curious to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's interesting where, there's 20,000 of these. I'm curious to see, I saw some stuff a couple days ago where, their Dapper Labs kind of announced something similar where they want people to be able to create their own nifty clothing and those types of things. So it's really interesting to just see the momentum and the push. I think that we're reaching, critical mass with these collectibles, and it's hard to pick what's going to be, what's going to be truly unique. And then I think the hardest thing is how do they keep people engaged? The CryptoPunks were cool. They were first. They had a lot of engagement, but I think with some of the stuff that the apes are doing, or Bored Ape Yacht Club, is they've got behind. You have to have a wallet. You have to have an ape in that wallet to get access to some of those features. So I'm curious, how many times can we be first to something before it loses some of its luster? And what's the long-term plan? All that being said, I really trust Larva Labs. I mean, they know what they're doing, and so I'm sure it's going to be a success. It's just going to be interesting to see how they, how do they make this collectible, and how do they make the community engage with it. And the last thing is, some of the frustration that the ape community is feeling is, are you just buying apes to flip them because it's the next thing to flip? And when we see those types of communities, we've seen fallout from Top Shot. We've seen, the exodus of funds from Nifty Gateway. So hopefully, some of these projects really do focus on community building and are in it for the long haul. And I think it looks like they're like that. And if that's the case, they're going to be set up for success. What do you think?
I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing them. I think that my guess is as good as yours. I think everything that you said is relevant. I don't have a ton of background info on Larva Labs. You mentioned that you think Larva Labs is definitely a kind of unit to be trusted. Could you tell me a little bit about Larva Labs and what their story is?
Yeah, Larva Labs is one of the brain system Larva Labs is probably a think tank is a better way to describe it, and they had numerous brain children where they've been first to market with a myriad of their projects. They did the CryptoPunks, obviously, which a CryptoPunk is now worth more than a Bitcoin, which is crazy. They did the autoglyphs, which are the first on-chain art that was created. And then they've done a couple other projects as well. So I think that when you think about, their ability to be successful, this is definitely right in their wheelhouse. And I think that the Meebits, they do look cool. They do look unique. They've got, in my opinion, like the combination of the voxels from Minecraft, and then when you look at the one dancing, it definitely has that Fortnite element. And then if you think, think about it, if you could buy a Meebit and then start, customizing it, where I want to get a haircut and I can go buy different hairstyles that are limited, and different shirts and those types of things. You start combining those attributes, and you make each attribute non-fungible, kind of the way that the variety of the CryptoPunks, the variety of those apes. When you think about, could you create a truly unique Meebit by combining a few of these? I could be dead wrong. We're speculating. We've had access to this for 11 minutes, and we were talking beforehand. So we're seeing this, live. And so if anyone, if we're wrong and someone's watching this in the future, apologies. We will be updating NFTCulture.com with information as soon as we have it to get this right.
Yeah, and so I'm looking here on the public sale page, and it says how much do they cost right now. Each Meebit minted costs 0 ETH, and then it says how many Meebits are left to mint. 9,000 Meebits left. So you mentioned there were 20K to begin with, so it sounds like 11K have been minted. How would I get my hands on a Meebit for 0 ETH? Like how are people doing that?
I'm not sure. And I keep going back to the ape comment, right, where they did have a floor for those apes. And it's interesting. I did click a couple of these Meebits, and I could buy a few of them, and others, I'm not approved to do. So I'm just clicking through, trying to find one that kind of resonates with me, and see if it makes sense. We'll see.
They could potentially be 0 ETH though right now, like almost similar to CryptoPunks, how they were free when they first dropped, and then they kind of gathered steam after the fact.
I'm not sure about that. I wouldn't be surprised if they are free, because one of the things that was really interesting about a key characteristic is that they say that this is 3D characters in a no fee trading marketplace. And so if they really have removed the fees, I wouldn't be surprised if there was an element where to mint it doesn't cost anything. But I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more. I'm trying to find as much intelligence as I can right now.
Yeah, we have some people in the chat, asking when is it open, and I guess the short response is we're figuring that out. This is brand new. So Malachi, you said that 12 p.m. EST, so in other words, 13 minutes ago was a relevant time. There was like an announcement made. Is that when Meebits actually dropped, or is that like just when an announcement came out? Because it seems like people already own them.
Yeah, and this is one of the things that it could have been a cash grab, where a lot of people were waiting in the wings, and there could have been a pre-sale to select individuals. I keep referencing the apes, but there were 600-ish of the apes that were pre-sold, and that's why there was a little bit of skepticism at launch. And so when they did launch at the 0.08 ETH, that's where it really went quickly. So there could have been certain of these that were minted previously that are purchasable. Once again, we're gonna have to look in more detail. Going back to what you said, the current status of the public minting, not open, price TBD, number left to mint 9,000. The other thing could say, did they mint 11,000 of these, and then depending on demand, they're gonna scale the other 9,000 when that interest does come.
That's an interesting idea, and that probably would be a really good idea, by them. Yeah, I know we keep coming up with talking about the apes, but I feel like the apes is the most relevant comparison that can be made right now, because if it's not apes, it's punks, right? But punks have their own like sort of unique story on why they are what they are. When it comes to apes, really, we're seeing apes have new developments in their kind of market story every 12 to 24 hours. Like we were on a stream literally about less than 24 hours ago, where we were talking about apes, and I believe the floor at that point was 0.4 ETH for a buy it now ape. Right now it's about 0.5 ETH. So it's like in a week, what is the floor going to be on those? Is this the peak and it's going to dump, or is it just going to keep climbing? That's what I would think about with these two, is how much steam are these going to get? How quickly are these going to develop? Is it a 12 to 24 hour cycle? Is it going to take longer for them to catch on? These are the things that I'm kind of thinking about.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm actually, like, as we're talking, I just deposited a little bit of ETH into my trading balance, and now I'm going to go see if I can pick one up. That looks cool to see. It might be one of those things that you have to put the ETH into the Meebits ecosystem a little bit, contrary to how a lot of the other non-fungible tokens have been done previously, where you have to deposit it into their platform, and then once it's on platform, you can start. Yeah. See, now I have ETH to offer. And so now I can go ETH to offer, and then I'm going to do 0.05, and I'm just going to see if I can see if I can get one of these things real quick.
I love how you're just ready to jump in, like with the apes. You aped in, no pun intended, to the apes, or every pun intended for that matter. And then now Meebits, like, yeah, bring it on. I'm a little bit more hesitant than you, but I love the energy. I love the enthusiasm.
Part of it is just trying to figure it out. Yeah. So it's really interesting is, okay, so I deposit, and I didn't do, now with ETH spiking, it is quite a bit, but I deposited 0.1 ETH, and then I made an offer of 0.05 ETH on one of these, and we'll see if we win it, or if the bid's accepted. I'm trying to see where, pick the attributes that I like, but that'll be, yeah. See, so the maker made it for 0.05 ETH, and now they're trying to sell it for 1 ETH already. So I'm curious to see what that type of what that really looks like. I'm trying to see if I can create one right now. Let's try this real quick.
Yeah, so like here, ready? So offered by this person, offered only. I don't 100% get this platform. So Maker is offering 0.10 ETH. So I can buy this for 0.1 ETH. Is that right?
Yeah, it looks like that if you have the money in the platform. If I can find one for 0.05 ETH, we'll try buying it real quick. Like I said, we're trying to figure this out, and if anyone in the comments, is figuring it out too, let us know.
Yeah, please help us out.
Yeah, you definitely have to deposit the ETH into Meebits before you can even start going after it. I tried to get one of the elephants, and maybe that's why it was a little bit more expensive. I'm gonna go try and find another one of these.
Yeah, and what we're doing right now, just kind of like trial and error, trying to figure out what the story is with these things. I feel like this is a really important thing to do if you are looking to be early on something that can be like a hot thing in NFT and in crypto/DeFi. Rob on our live stream, I think it was 2 days ago, 3 days ago, was talking about Vive. And I hadn't heard anybody talk about Vive. It seemed like in the comments, some people actually had heard of it and people were relatively familiar. But it seems like Rob is already all in on Vive, and that's where it seems like Disney and these big corporations are offering their licensing for NFTs. So I can imagine if you just follow where the corporations are putting their licenses, it can be very profitable if you are early. But then, the flip side of this is that you have to do a lot of the figuring out. You have to kind of go through this where we're just figuring out how to buy these. Can we get them for free? How are they minted? Who are we buying them from? All those questions you have to kind of figure out on your own.
Yeah, and the Vive thing was really interesting. We, Rob FOMO'd a group of us into it. He owns the most. He owns the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He owns the DeLorean. I got a DeLorean and I got a Batman. The Vive marketplace is really around that universal type of products right now. But yeah, it's one of these things that it's exciting to be in this space, and it's fun to watch, everything that's going on. The Meebits. I threw it in just because, yeah, zero point 0.1 ETH to if I do get one of these, Larva Labs, and it is the next CryptoPunks. That's pretty awesome. I think that there's definitely a little bit of UX that can be improved upon, and then also, what does it look like in the future? For instance, like I can't even see what my bids are. And oh, here it is. Yeah. I made a deal on. Let's see if I can tell you which one it is. On Meebit 3399. Okay. So up at the top. Yeah. See, and there's already a crazy amount of offers on this, right? So I did 0.05 offer on it. If you just click one, and then up at the top it should say the index number, and then you can just change it to 3399 up in the URL.
Sure. 3399.
Yeah, this one, for me, this one looks pretty cool. I like, just going off the apes. It's like the elephant. It's got the cool jacket. It's got the skull. It's got those gold shoes. Like, that looks pretty cool. But I mean, they've already got 2 ETH offer on it, and if you look at how many people are already offering, it's just wild. And so
who is going to make 2 ETH off of this? Is it Larva Labs, or is it like some dude that got this from Larva Labs and now has an offer of 2 ETH? Because that's amazing to me. Like, to go from probably between 0 and a negligible amount of money to 2 ETH is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll look into that and let everyone know. I mean, what else is awesome is I just tried to cancel my my bid, and the gas fees on it are $80. So it's like, well, I guess that one's just staying in there. So I guess maybe there are fees when you're trying to cancel a transaction. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, it's going to be exciting. I think everyone should go explore it, have some fun with it, try and learn more. It's definitely a cool marketplace. I think that stylistically they've done a really good job. We talked about it briefly yesterday. I've got kids, and they're more comfortable with digital goods than they are with non-digital goods. They would rather have a digital Batman comic than a non-digital on their iPad. And so when you think about these types of interactions, and this is the first step. And when you think about one of the key aspects of moving away from fiat and in the non-fungible aspect of NFTs, utility is a big piece of this. And I think, if we were to look at generation 1 of NFTs, the CryptoPunks and those types of things, that they're awesome, they're rare, you're first to market, but there isn't a lot of utility. Aavegotchi, which John has talked about quite a bit, and some of these others have started testing out that utility. And I look at this, the fact that they're telling me you can't dance yet, but at some point you're going to be able to dance. You're going to be able to collect dance moves. It's definitely going to have utility. So it's really interesting. I'm excited for it. I'm glad that we were able to do this so quickly. This just got launched 23 minutes ago, and this is what's exciting about this space right now.
For sure. And I like what you said. I think that that's one of the most common misunderstandings about NFTs is the sentiment or the mindset that somebody that's like, let's say age 30 or above, like myself, like most of my peers will think like, why would I buy a digital collectible? Like, I can't hold it in my hand, things like that. It's kind of like the same argument as why people, some like baby boomer age people are against Bitcoin. Like, why would I buy this thing that doesn't even exist? But the thing is the younger generations actually prefer the digital collectible because their whole life has become like inherently digital. They're always on the iPad. Social media is like absolutely everything. So why am I going to buy this physical comic book that you'd have to, come to my house to actually see, when I could get this digital collectible that all of my peers thinks has crazy value? I can display it on my social media platform as like a stunt, as a flex. And, I prefer digital things anyway, because I'm not being like, sort of like, clunkered or whatever the word is, like cluttered by physical possession. So I could definitely see that happening. Just to circle back to Meebits and the fact that right now, we're 20 minutes into this and you identified probably the coolest one so far, this elephant with a track jacket and a skull t-shirt, purple pants and gold shoes. I don't know how you do it, Malachi. I need to understand, like, I want to put this out to the folks watching. It looks like we have about 10 people watching. So 10 people are early to Meebits right now. How was this dropped? Did somebody get this for free and now they have an offer of 2 ETH on it? And then if they don't sell it for 2 ETH, then are they speculating that they can get more than 2 ETH? I just want to try to figure out how to understand that, because that is just so fascinating to me that we could be here live streaming this as they've come out, and yet someone here beat us to the punch in a big way and has a 2 ETH offer on one of these things that he might have received for free.
Yeah, so briefly, and I just did some more research. Is that right now each Meebit minted does cost 0.00 ETH. How's the minting price determined? The price is determined using declining Dutch auction. It will decline until all the Meebits are minted, thereby finding their fair market price. So I think that there was a certain number, and it probably was some sort of pre-sale where if you had access to it, you would have been able to mint your own Meebit for 0. And right now it's definitely not allowed. But it looks to me that there 11,000 were minted before. And I mean this is common, right? Like if you wanted to take it back to fiat and stocks, a certain percentage of stocks, like equity is granted before launch, and then the market decides what the value of that is. So it looks like they're holding 9,000 of the 20,000 to be able to mint in the future. And what we're seeing here are the 11,000 that were likely minted for free, and then owners in whatever capacity. If you go up to owners in the top, you can see that there's one person owns 28, 25, 22, 2018, all the way down to some that own 1. So I'm pretty sure if you were to add all these together, it'd be the 11,000 that are publicly available. So depending on how many addresses this is, those are probably the number of people that were invited to the alpha or pre-IPO to mint a few, and now they've put them on the market, and the market will decide what they're worth. I think that elephant's probably worth 2 ETH. I'm sad that I'm not going to pick it up, but I'm all in on the apes right now, and so hopefully before this thing goes crazy, I'll be able to pick one up. But I'm on the sidelines from now, and I need to do a little bit more research.
Yeah, I definitely need to do a little bit more research and just kind of understand what exactly this is. Like this one, I have to imagine it's pretty sweet. A big factor is going to be the rarity, right? Like how rare, how rare this stuff or any individual one actually is. Like maybe the skull is rare, maybe it's not rare. That's what we're seeing with the apes, and what we really see with CryptoPunks. Like I think zombie CryptoPunks have a floor of $1 million. But yeah, I mean, I guess anything else you want to add before we jump, Malachi?
No, I mean, this is exciting. If any of the early viewers, first off, thank you. I'm excited. Pio, we've been growing his channel over the last few days, and now we're going to grow this channel as well. There's going to be a lot of crossover. So thank you for I'm shocked that this many people hopped on that quickly for this. So thank you. If you guys like this, follow us on Twitter, NFTCulture. If you guys find anything out or have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're going to try and do an apes video later on today or tomorrow. I think that market's matured quite a bit. It's crazy that the floor on the apes is going to cross 0.6 ETH before the end of the day. So I'm a little bit more excited about that, but I think because Meebits is Larva Labs, we wanted to make sure to get you as much information as we had on this as soon as possible.
All right. Well, this is NFTCulture. Thanks for the live stream, or thanks for joining the live stream. Follow NFTCulture on Twitter and tune in for more live streams with me, Malachi, and the rest of the gang. See you guys.